Well, a lot of y'all already know my real name is Durwood Fincher, but some of you didn't, and we brought you in here at 270 Peachtree, and we told you that my name was Bob Anderson and that I was conducting a survey and that I was an outside consultant. The only thing that we didn't tell you people that we're fixing to interview is that Dr. Anderson is really Mr. Doubletalk and will be making absolutely no sense whatsoever. Well, here's what we found. What do you see that with some of the attitudes that the people presented, whether they might be something that we could even count on more with certainly the volunteers coming in and all of the others that might, with the tape?
You're going to have to...
Let me slow that down.
Yeah, you're going to have to clarify that question.
Okay, and I can. I guess really what we're saying is what with the volunteer program being instituted as it has, and of course you being involved with the accreditation up on the 16th floor here at 270 Peachtree, what did you let you know with that to what we have, some of the things that you volunteers that might be some, the other aspect of that with the games? Or was that slow enough?
No, I don't understand the question.
But all right, let's assume you did. Then how would you respond to that?
I believe the question was that what the volunteers need to know to get accredited?
Yes.
Okay. The process is not difficult at all.
But with the process itself and claiming with others too, I guess, right? Because a lot of people have said yes to that one.
It is, what is the word you use?
Yes. Now, Rusty, let me just close out by asking you this, and that is, what did you know with it to what we have, of course, here at ACOG? And one of the things that Billy Payne asked, what we have, of course, with the others, it might be something that with the transportation area, or is that something that's just not trickled down to y'all particular department yet?
Hasn't quite trickled down, I believe.
Yeah, because it takes a while, because, it comes from all directions. And one of the things in the communication strategy, and, of course, that's one of the areas that I've been concentrating on is to kind of, with it on a one-to-one basis. It might lead you to, if you could just walk into that, to what we have, too.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. That last part?
Yeah.
Yeah. With it, of course, too. That was the last part of that question you asked.
The whole question would be, can you repeat that whole question?
Oh, sure, no problem. Rusty, and I can call you Rusty, right?
Yes, you can.
Yes, and you call me Dr. Anderson. Now, interfacing, that's the thing that I have really been concentrating on in terms of what we have, with the Olympic movement and certainly ACOG's role in kind of matter what we have of the last. What would you say that was something that from the press standpoint as the venues hit with it on a one-to-one basis and of course they'd be likely to with it?
I think the interface is key in our business because it's our job to make sure that the positive side of what we're doing gets out to the media.
And with it, of course, bringing that too.
Yes, and that we then thereby get the best publicity we can, and also mean that we can present the best side and make sure that we present our best face to the media.
Oh, sure, because most of us, or at least for myself, have only one, and when you're projected that, of course, with it to the best that we can.
That's right.
Okay, when you're part of with some of that, with the pre-Olympic events and the testing of that, with the common, what do you see of that as some of the goals of that with the ACOG and there might be some of the others that we've seen too?
Well, our main goal has been to generate some incremental income.
Which, of course, we know doesn't exist. All income is not, we have, right, yeah, right. Tell Billy Payne it's incremental. Go ahead.
Anyway, generate incremental income for the organization through test events, through sponsorship sales, and through developing different corporate relationships for the organization through the test event program.
Okay, and now, in other words, if I understand you correctly, you're saying that from a marketing standpoint, but later that, of course, with the testing event itself being for what we have.
Correct.
Now, let me just ask you this, and that is, what, if anything, a lot of it in terms of that, of course, with it to the notion that we've seen with ACOG. I know when I've asked that to a lot of people, a lot of the responses have been, of course, white.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that question.
But, other than that, everything's fine, right? Oh, you mean my question?
Yes, I didn't. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
hope you can clip that part, but.
Oh, I'm sure
go
we
ahead
can.
and
We
say it
can.
again. I'm sorry.
No, in other words, I live in Washington, and I've been doing a lot of work with trying to let them in terms of that, of course, with it to the notion that we've seen with the lady. It might be something that we even had. Well, look, why are you looking at me like that? Would you say that y'all are what we have and been able to put that together?
Well, I have been basically working with volunteers since we've got here. So the large number of volunteers that we've tried to incorporate into this, it's been a good learning experience for both us and the volunteers.
I was going to say, and I guess one of the things also would be tantamount to what we have seen others do, because I know with the volunteer program itself, it might be something that we said that the others, in Jeffrey, I guess, with the with the just whatever.
Well, the vast majority of our volunteers are going to be working a long way from the venues, and they're allegedly going to be the last recruited, and I suspect that we will not have a whole lot of volunteers.
All right, and I was going to say, so that one, I mean, to what we have, I know in the other programs, though, and I guess that's got to be one of the concerns in what we have, the taking back with with the light.
Sure. Well, our biggest problem is that transportation is the least attractive. You want me to take over this show? This is going to be really ugly. Billy, AD, we're here for you. But actually, we spent a lot of time working with volunteers, and we found that transportation is really sort of has been not able to recruit the number of volunteers that we've actually needed. I think that the task has not been fully explained adequately. But secondly, we recognize the volunteers are needed, so we try to make them as attractive as possible in terms of positions by taking good care of them. And Jeffrey does a really good job of that, too.
Let me ask both of you this, and that is, would you agree or disagree that ACOG's role, we can enlighten it in terms of that, of course, with the games?
No.
Yes.
Good. Let me ask you this. What would you say, now be honest, what would you say if I were to tell you that I am being considered to being brought on to ACOG as Director of Communication? And one of the things that I want to do is to make all of that, of course, with it to the notion that we have later that with all the venues.
Is this candid camera or something? If you were being brought on as a director of communications, then I think I will retire or quit the day that you come on board.
She's wonderful. No, I mean, I really do believe that because of course, I don't know anything about what y'all are doing, so it's easy for me to say, but I do recognize from the get-go that we have, with it to what we have with all the others, and it might be something that we see even more of. Iñaki smells a rat, don't you?
Yes, I do. You're double talking on me. Is that?
Come here, good man. He's the first one that nabbed me. Let's give him a hand.